Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the shop. I haven't shot a actual video in a while. But this one right here, I don't know whether to cry or laugh. I'm borderline. But anyway, let's head out here to the wrecking yard. Y'all seen the thumbnail. And let you know what's going on. That's right. Little Blazer's back out here again. More 2.8 volts. Let me turn you around. Alright, so we was cleaning things out, putting antifreeze in. I don't know if you can see it down there. See if it'll focus. Yeah, look at there. What in the world is going on here, right? So all kinds of oil in the water. Now we ain't really, I noticed there was some oil in the water a little while back before we went to the No Name Nationals. Like, well, I ain't worried about it. Maybe, you know, some little something stupid's happening. Now, got ready to change the antifreeze yesterday. Let me turn you around and show you this. So I commenced the draining. Flushing, draining, flushing, draining. Every bit that's oil. What could be the issue? Of course, took radiator hose off. It's cake full of oil. But you gotta remember, we ain't really flushed it or nothing since I put it in there a year and a half ago. I just thought it was just a little oil sitting on top of the water, no big deal. But now it's turned into a big deal. So, I don't know if y'all want to watch the whole video, but I'll explain what I think's going on somewhere about mid-video. So, we're going to commence to taking all the hoses off, wash them out, get the darn thermostat out of it so I can stick a hose down in there and let all of it fall out the bottom. See if we can't at least clean it up and salvage it for a little bit. I do know one thing, it's already swollen up. The heater hoses, I mean, they're just, this one right here yesterday had oil seeping out of it. I don't know how that happened, but it did. There's some kind of sticky crap coming out of it right here. It's just a mess. Anyway, just hang on. I want to try to flush this thing out, and then I'll tell you what I think the problem is. Other than it's a 2.8, don't go there. That ain't the problem. Then I'll tell you what I think I'm going to do to remedy the situation. So here we go. Well, I decided we'll do this real quick instead of having y'all sit here and watch me rinse hoses out. Leave a comment here and just hang on a minute. Okay, we're going to take this hose off. I'm just going to run through what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this hose. I got to get the radiator off to get the hose off. And we're going to take this hose off and clean the crap out of it. And then I'm going to put it back on. Then I'm going to use forced water to run through the heater core. Leave that hose right there off and let it run till it's clear water. Then, once I get that done, I'm going to take this upper radiator hose off. I'm telling you, man, it's clean it out, get the thermostat out of it, stick a water hose down in there, take that lower radiator hose off down there, and just let it flush, just 30 minutes or so, right? Just let water flow through it. Hopefully they'll get most of that out. Then I'll probably end up taking the radiator out of this thing and figuring out some way to pressurize that other side. I mean, it's a whole lot better than it was yesterday. I mean, at least it's thin and there's more water than oil. And then put it all back together, throw some antifreeze in it, and it's just going to have to last, right? At least for a couple of months. So, with that being said, right, I got to thinking. I actually woke up out of a dead sleep about 6:30 this morning. I think I know what's going on, right? So think for just a minute. Get this picture in your mind, okay? The water pressure that's built up in one of these little engines, like the cap says, 6 pounds of pressure, right? All right. The oil pressure on this thing runs 40 pounds, period, at idle, unless it's cold, and then it's running 80. Running down the road, it's running between 60 and 80. Even after it warms up, it's still running 60, 65. So, if what I think has happened is, if y'all remember back when we took this thing out of that little trash truck and built it, or rebuilt it, for putting in here for a daily driver, that thing had a crap ton of rust in the cylinders. I mean, we was popping that stuff out, right? I don't know how long that thing sat there like that. So, what I'm thinking is, walking back in the shop. What I'm thinking is the oil galley for the lifters, right, runs right beside, internally on the water jackets around the cylinder walls. I'm thinking, I might be crazy, but I'm thinking what's happened is when we cleaned all that crap out and just, I wasn't expecting to do this, but I think this is, like I said, what happened. I think there's a little bitty, minute little crack or hole in that water galley. In that oil galley. Okay? Now, the water pressure in the engine never gets above 6 pounds of pressure, because then the relief valve opens on the radiator cap and lets the water out, so there's no pressure really where it's pushing into the oil galley. But the oil pressure in that little engine is always between 40 and 65 pounds of pressure, right? So the oil pressure is seeping through that hole and pushing oil out into the water jacket. But again, the water has not enough pressure to fight back against it to go into the oil, right? At least that's what I'm thinking. In which case, that means the block it's done, right? So I've got the original, I think it's a 93 2.8 that I actually took out of that little blazer when I it's a long drawn out story, guys. The engine is in the little trash truck, was in the little blazer, because I switched it out and built that thing because the one that's out here I'm fixing to put in the thing wouldn't get over 35 miles an hour. So we thought we'd take the little engine out of the little trash truck, a little 2.8, 84 model. That would be pretty much period correct with the 85, mechanical fuel pump, all that stuff, yada, 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 yada. That's what I was shooting for, but it came to bite me in the ass. So it looks like trip to the machine shop. Everything internally on the little blazer is perfect. That little thing ain't got, I think, 23 to 26,000 miles on it. It's just barely broke in. Problem is, can't use the crankshaft out of the little blazer, which don't want to anyway. So that means if the one I'm taking out is standard, then all new bearings, all new this, $100 for a kit, gasket set, $300 or $400 at the machine shop, $500 or $600 will have the problem fixed, we hope, right? But anyway, there you go. If y'all think I'm wrong about the water issue and the oil issue, leave a comment. But I think I'm dead nuts right. There's no other way. There's no other way that oil can be getting in the water. If you had a head gasket leak, you'd have water and oil. If you had a fuel pump, a water pump housing leak, you'd have water and oil. I've looked at it 500 million ways. I think I'm right. All I'm gonna do right now is just clean it up best I can till I get the $500 or $600 to get it done. Then we're turned into another little 2.8. Anyway, there you go. So here we go again, guys. I'm starting to lean towards my wife. She says this thing is haunted. This thing's been a pain in my butt since the day I bought it. But I'm a hard-headed little crapper, and I ain't seen nothing I can't fix. I just get tired of spending money on stuff, right? So anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I hope, I just didn't want to take you through washing all these hoses out. That's just garden hose. Let's get her out. Anyway, there you go. Leave some comments. I'm on the right track. Am I way off kilter here? Right? Everybody take care. Watch out for the loose lug nuts and a rusted block. We'll see you on the next one.